You are not standing in a market. You are standing in front of your father. And he is not looking at you. A stranger grips your chin, turns your face left, then right, presses his thumb into your cheek as if testing fruit for ripeness. Open. You open your mouth. He counts your teeth, one by one. Behind you, your mother is shaking, but no one stops him. Because this is not inspection. This is purchase. And in a few minutes, you will no longer belong to the people who gave you your name. You will belong to a system that does not care if you live, or if you disappear. Stay with us till the end for valuable insights. Like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. The sun is high, too high. Your neck burns. Sweat runs down your back. Dust sticks to your skin. You try not to cry, because crying makes it worse. The men laugh when boys cry. The stranger smells like travel and leather. His hands are rough. He lifts your arm, turns it over, presses his fingers into your palm. Strong enough, he says. Strong enough for what? You do not know. Your father stands 2 steps away. He has not spoken since the men arrived. His jaw is tight. His hands shake. But he does not move. The stranger checks your fingers, bends each one slowly. Long fingers, he says. Good. Good for what? You try to pull back. The grip tightens. Your mother makes a sound behind you. Not a scream. Not yet. Just a broken breath. There are other boys here. Some younger than you. Some older. All silent. All waiting. The stranger moves behind you. Lifts your hair. Examines your neck. Your shoulders. He presses his thumb under your eye. Clear skin, he says. He turns to your father. He says a number. Your mother collapses. Your father does not look at her. He does not look at you. He holds out his hand. The coins drop into his palm. That is the moment. That is the second your life splits in two. Before the coins. After the coins. You try to understand what is happening. You wait for someone to say this is a mistake. You wait for your father to speak. He does not. The stranger grabs your wrist. You stumble forward. Your mother screams your name. Your real name. You will not hear it again. Someone holds her back. Your father is staring at the ground. And just like that, you are no longer a son. You are an investment. You are property. You are something that can be improved, trained, shaped, sold again. You do not know where they are taking you. You only know one thing. When you look back one last time, your village already feels far away. And you have a feeling. A quiet, cold feeling. You are not coming back. The journey takes days. You are not alone. There are 5 of you in the cart. No one speaks much. When someone cries, the driver hits the side of the cart with a stick. Quiet, he says. You stop crying. Because crying changes nothing. When you arrive, the building does not look like a prison. It looks clean. Large wooden gates. Red paint. Carved symbols on the doors. Inside, the air smells like incense instead of dust. It almost feels important. For one small second, you think maybe this will not be so bad. That thought does not last long. They line you up in a courtyard. A man in silk robes walks in front of you slowly. He does not look angry. He looks bored. He stops in front of you. What is your name? He asks. You tell him. He shakes his head. No, he says calmly. That name is finished. Finished. He points to a servant. Write down a new one. A brush moves across paper. That is your name now. He reads it out loud. It sounds beautiful, soft, expensive, like something carved into jade. It does not sound like you. You try to say your old name again, just to feel it in your mouth. A hand slaps you across the face. Do not use that word again, the servant says. That word. Your name is now a forbidden word. Within an hour, your clothes are taken. Your wooden comb from home is taken. The string bracelet your mother tied around your wrist is cut off and thrown away. Your hair is shaved. You watch it fall to the ground in pieces. You feel lighter, but not in a good way. It feels like parts of you are being erased one by one. You are given silk clothes. Soft, beautiful. They do not feel like a gift. They feel like a uniform. That night, you lie on a thin mat in a long room filled with other boys. No one speaks. In the darkness, you whisper your old name into your sleeve. Very quietly, just to hear it once more. You do not know that this is the last night you will remember who you were without effort. Because tomorrow, the Real training begins. And the first lesson is simple. You are not here to grow. You are here to be reshaped. Not just your body, your thoughts, your memories, your reactions. Every time you talk about home, you will be corrected. Every time you look sad, you will be punished. Every time you hesitate, someone will remind you why you were bought. Slowly, gently, carefully, they will take the rest. Not with knives, not with chains, but with repetition, with routine, with silence. The first thing they took was your name. The next thing they will take is your past. And once that is gone, you will begin to forget that you ever had one. The next morning begins before the sun rises. A bell rings, not loud, not angry, just cold. You sit up immediately. You have already learned something important. Slow movements bring punishment. You stand in line with the others. Your head still feels strange without hair. The air touches your scalp and reminds you that you are not who you were yesterday. Breakfast is small. A bowl of thin porridge. If you finish quickly and cleanly, you are noticed. If you spill, you are noticed. Being noticed can be good or very bad. The days follow a pattern, and the pattern is tight. You are taught to read classical Chinese texts. The characters are difficult, complex. Your eyes hurt by midday. If you forget a line, you repeat it again, and again, and again, until your voice no longer sounds like yours. You learn poetry, hundreds of verses, then thousands. You learn how to recite them without emotion, then with emotion, then with perfect balance between the two. You are taught music. Your fingers are placed on the strings of the guqin. 7 strings. You press too hard at first. The sound is wrong. A thin stick hits your knuckles. Gentle, the instructor says. You try again. You bleed sometimes, but you do not stop. Long fingers are valuable. You were told that the day you were sold. Now you understand why. You learn calligraphy. Your brush must move like water. If your stroke is uneven, the paper is ripped in half in front of you. Again. You practice bowing, walking, sitting, pouring tea, how to laugh softly, how to lower your eyes, how to speak without sounding proud, how to speak without sounding weak. Every movement is corrected. Every breath is watched. At first, you think this is education. It almost feels important. You are learning things village boys never learn. Medicine, accounting, history, political philosophy. You begin to think maybe your life is becoming bigger. But underneath the lessons, something else is happening. When you mention your mother one evening, just one small sentence, the room goes silent. You are taken outside. You kneel on stone. 4 hours. No one explains. The next day, you do not mention her again. Another boy cries at night. He whispers that he misses home. The next morning, he does not join breakfast. No one asks where he went. You understand. This is not about knowledge. It is about replacement. They are not filling your mind. They are emptying it first. Any sign of homesickness is corrected. Any memory spoken out loud becomes weakness. You start to notice something frightening. When you wake up in the morning, your village does not feel as clear. The faces blur at the edges. Your father's voice fades first. Then your mother's laugh becomes softer in your memory. You try to hold on to it, but the schedule leaves no space for remembering. The instructors are patient. They do not scream often. They do not need to. They reward the boys who adapt fastest. Extra food, better fabric, small praise. You begin to understand the rule. Not obedience, belief. You must not only follow. You must believe this is your purpose. That you were meant for this. That your old life was small. And this life is refined, better, important. That is the most dangerous lesson. Because once you believe it, they no longer need to force you. And that is when the real breaking begins. The training house is quiet. Too quiet. Not because nothing happens, but because no one speaks about what happens. At first, you do not count the missing faces. You are too busy surviving. Too busy remembering lines of poetry. Too busy keeping your back straight. Too busy making sure your voice does not shake. But after a few months, you begin to notice something. The room feels less crowded. One mat is empty. Then another. Then 2 more. No one explains. If you ask, the answer is always the same. They were not suitable. Not suitable. That is the word they use. One boy was stronger than most. He memorized faster. He moved with grace. But he began to grow thin. His eyes sank. He coughed at night. He kept training. He kept bowing. One morning, he did not wake up. They carried him out before sunrise. No ceremony. No prayer. No name spoken. You watch from the doorway. You are not supposed to look. But you do. The earth behind the compound is soft. There are no markers. No stones. No wood. Just dirt. You count in your head. 1. Then 2. Then 5. You stop counting when you reach 10. The instructors never look disturbed. They adjust the schedule. They reduce the food slightly. They push harder. You begin to understand something terrifying. This is calculated. This is expected. If 10 boys are purchased, they do not expect 10 to survive. They expect fewer. Much fewer. Exhaustion eats at you first. You wake before dawn. You train until your hands shake. If your performance drops, your food drops with it. Malnutrition is quiet. It does not announce itself. It just makes your body slower. Your thoughts dull. Your legs weak. Some boys begin to believe they are failing. They blame themselves. They push harder. And that is when they break. But the physical pain is not the worst part. The worst part is the emptiness. The slow erasing of who you were. One night, you try to remember the path from your house to the river in your village. You cannot see it clearly. You close your eyes. You force yourself to remember. Was there one tree near the bend? Or two? You are not sure anymore. That frightens you more than hunger. Because hunger is real. But forgetting means something else is happening. Something deeper. The instructors do not shout about identity. They do not need to. They simply remove it piece by piece. Until one day, you wake up and realize something. You have not spoken your real name in weeks. Not even in whispers. And you do not feel the need to. That is when you know the system is working. Out of every group, many disappear. 4 out of 10. Maybe more. Their families will never know what happened. No letters are sent. No bodies returned. Back in their villages, parents wait. For years sometimes. Hoping their son will return after his contract ends. They do not know he is already part of the earth behind a training house they will never see. The system continues. New boys arrive. The empty mats fill again. And life inside the compound moves forward as if nothing was lost. Because here, loss is normal. Death is part of the design. And survival does not mean you won. It only means you lasted longer. You make it. You do not know how. You are thinner, quieter, faster to obey, slower to question. But you are still alive. One morning, your name, the new one, is called. Not for punishment. For selection. You stand in a separate line now. Clean silk robes. Hair grown back and styled carefully. Your hands no longer look like a farmer's son. They look refined. Soft. You are told you are ready. Ready for what? No one says. The buyers arrive in decorated carriages. Not scouts this time. Not rough men smelling of travel. These are officials. Nobles. Men with polished shoes and slow voices. They do not shout. They observe. You kneel with the others. Eyes lowered. Back straight. You feel like an object placed on display. Because you are. One official asks you to recite poetry. You do. Your voice does not shake. He asks about philosophy. You answer carefully. Balanced. Intelligent. Humble. He nods slightly. That nod decides your future. You are purchased again. But this time, for a much higher price. You are not taken to a farm. You are taken to a mansion. Tall walls. Guarded gates. Inside, the air smells like perfume and polished wood. Your quarters are beautiful. Silk curtains. Soft bedding. Lacquered furniture. For a moment, you think, this is better. But then you notice something. The door locks from the outside. You are introduced to others like you. They smile politely. Their eyes measure you. They are not friends. They are competition. Here, survival is different. It is not about memorizing faster. It is about pleasing better. You wake before dawn. You prepare your appearance carefully. Powder on your skin. Clothes arranged perfectly. Hair styled without mistake. Because you never know when you will be summoned. And if you are not ready, you fall. Falling here is dangerous. The favorite receives gifts. Better food. Jewelry. Private conversations. The ignored receive less. Meals become smaller. Rooms become colder. The difference is clear. Food becomes a weapon. Attention becomes currency. You learn to watch everything. The tone of your master's voice. His mood. His silence. If he laughs at your joke, you repeat that style. If he frowns at your comment, you erase that part of yourself immediately. Every day is performance. You are not allowed to be tired. You are not allowed to be angry. You are not allowed to miss anything. Because weakness gets replaced. You have seen what happens when someone falls from favor. One day, they are dressed in silk. The next, their belongings are packed. They are sent away with nothing. No gold, no protection, no family waiting. Back into a world they no longer understand. Because the system prepared them for one thing only: to belong to someone powerful, not to live independently. You look around at the others. Some are kind, some are cold, some are ruthless. The older ones are the hardest. They learned the rule years ago. Trust no one. Attachment is dangerous. Friendship is risk. Because if your survival depends on being chosen, you cannot afford to care too much about someone who might replace you. At night, you lie in a beautiful room. Silk on the walls, iron on the doors. You survived the training, but you begin to understand something heavy. Survival was not freedom. It was just the next stage of the same system. And the system does not end here. It only grows larger, much larger. You start to believe you are safe. That is the most dangerous moment. Months pass, maybe years. You are chosen often. Your master speaks to you privately. He trusts you. He laughs in your presence. He asks your opinion on small matters. You begin to feel important. You are given gifts: gold hairpins, fine robes, a private servant. Others look at you differently now, with envy, with caution. You eat better than they do. Your room is warmer. Your name, the new one, is spoken with admiration. And slowly, something changes inside you. You stop thinking about the boy in the village. You stop remembering the cart. You stop whispering your old name. You accept this life as real. You begin to think maybe the suffering had purpose. Maybe it led you here. Maybe this is victory. That is the illusion. Because your power does not belong to you. It belongs to the man who favors you. And men with power do not live forever. One winter morning, the household feels strange. Servants move faster. Whispers travel through corridors. Your master is ill. Very ill. You are not summoned. Not that day. Not the next. The doors to your room remain locked from the outside, as always. But now the silence feels different. Heavy. You hear crying in distant rooms. Then shouting. Then complete stillness. By evening, the news spreads quietly. He is gone. Just like that. The center of your world disappears. You expect someone to come explain your future. No one comes. Instead, new faces enter the mansion. Officials, relatives, men who were never kind to your master. They walk through the halls like owners. Because now, they are. They begin making lists. Property, servants, assets. You are on that list. Not by name, by category. Within a day, your jewelry is taken. Within 2 days, your private servant is reassigned. Within 3 days, your access to the inner chambers is revoked. You try to speak, to remind them of your importance. They look at you as if you are nothing more than furniture, because that is what you were, decoration. And decorations are replaced when the room changes owners. Some of the others are dismissed immediately, sent away with a small bag. No explanation, no protection. A few try to argue. They disappear. You understand the pattern now. Your status lasted exactly as long as his heartbeat. Not 1 second more. The silk curtains remain. The walls are still painted beautifully, but the warmth is gone. You are called into a room with officials. They speak in calm voices. Your contract, they say, is complete. Complete. As if this was a simple agreement. As if this did not cost years of your life. You are handed a small amount of money. Not enough to rebuild. Not enough to belong anywhere. Just enough to survive briefly. Then you are escorted out the same gates you once entered with fear. Outside, the world feels larger than you remember. Louder. Colder. You look at your reflection in a water basin. You do not recognize the face. The boy from the village is gone. The trained companion has no place here. You have skills meant for private rooms, for poetry recitals, for pleasing powerful men, not for farming, not for trade, not for freedom. You walk through streets filled with strangers. No one knows who you were. No one knows what you survived. Back in your village, if it still exists, your family might not recognize you either. Years have passed. They may have buried you in their hearts already. You try to say your real name out loud. It feels foreign, unfamiliar, like a story you once heard about someone else. That is the final cruelty. Not the hunger, not the training, not even the loss of status. It is the erasing. You were reshaped so completely that when the system finally releases you, there is almost nothing left to return to. Some survive like this, quietly, fading into crowds, carrying memories they cannot explain. Others do not endure the fall, because once you have lived inside silk walls, sleeping in the cold outside them feels unbearable. And the system continues. New boys are inspected. New coins change hands. New names are written over old ones. Some will not survive the training. Some will rise. Some will fall. All will be replaced. And centuries later, people will remember the powerful men, the officials, the masters, but the boys whose names were erased, the ones buried without markers, the ones who survived only to be discarded, history will not remember them, unless someone chooses to speak about them. And that choice, that memory, is the only thing the system could not fully control. If you enjoy dark, untold history, subscribe because we uncover what others won't.